Hey Brad Squad, I'm Vanessa Contreras, and today I feel like I've won the lottery, and that's because I have a VIP pass to the premiere of La Lotería Viva art exhibit. La Lotería is a traditional Mexican card game, and La Lotería Viva is the first living lotería game. The artist Cueva Wolf lives in the U.S. but hails from Mexico. Her show is being held at Cantina Cumbacha restaurant in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, where one lucky attendee will win a piece in a private auction. Let's go inside, see the exhibit, meet Cueva, and learn more about La Lotería. I'm here with Cueva Wolf, the artist. So, Cueva, you are from Mexico originally. Where in Mexico, and how long have you been in the States?
I am from Monterrey, Mexico, and I've been in the States for around 12 years, but mostly in New York for 9.
And really, what made you decide to use photography as your medium for this project?
Well, first of all, because the original Loteria game is an illustrated image, so I feel like it only made sense for me to do a still image. But also, a photograph is timeless and it's contemporary, so I wanted to capture the Loteria of today.
Can you tell me a little bit about your special touches and your modern twist to La Loteria?
La Loteria comes from the 1887, was brought to Mexico from Italy and from colonial times. So it was important for me to keep the essence of La Loteria Mexicana because it's our roots, it's where we come from. But it's not necessarily represented today of who we are today. We are human beings, we evolve. So what I wanted to capture is La Loteria Mexicana, our essence, with the voice of today's generation.
So inside the exhibition, we see the original Loteria card and then your version of La Loteria. And some images were a little different where the original card maybe had a male presence and you decided to have your own switch on that. Instead of having seen males in the new images, we saw women. Why did you make that choice?
Well, we all know that it's a time where, equality is of most importance. It has the most spotlight. And for me, it was really important as a feminist to evoke that and inspire people to social equality. It only made sense for me to make cards like El Valiente, the brave one, a woman, because she is very brave just by being herself today. To also El Mundo was represented by a man, and it's Mother Earth.
And with this, you are holding a private auction for La Dama, the lady, this evening, which you posed for. Can you tell me more about that particular piece?
Yeah, so La Dama is a self-portrait, and it's actually the first card I shot. La Dama, back in the day, is represented as, a woman with a typical archetype role that a woman should do, like stay at home, be a mother. And, women are not just that. Especially not me, as in like me as other women. I felt that. That's why for me it only makes sense that representing La Dama as a woman that is not only smart and independent, but also sexy. Those were the qualities that made me step out of my comfort zone to come to the U.S. to make my dreams come true. So it's my way of inspiring other women that they can too, find themselves in their Dama and, make their wishes come true.
You were the producer, costume designer, set director, everything for all of the cards that we saw today. How long did it take you to create La Lotería Viva? Tell me about your team, the models, everything behind the scenes.
Yes, I started this project in 2017. And it was a vision in my head. I just saw it very clearly. I wanted to humanize La Loteria. And I believe that mine is the first photographic version that humanizes the game and gives a voice to each card. With this in mind, it's 54 images. And my purpose was not just to show my version of Loteria, but elevate Mexico. So the art direction is very elegant, sophisticated, just so that I can elevate the name of Mexico. And you don't only see the archetype that unfortunately Mexico is known on from the foreign eye. I invited a group of Mexicans, artists and collaborators to help me, each one with their roles, including, hair and makeup, and the models are all Mexican, and the wardrobe stylist and whatnot. So under my lead, under my production, under my vision, I directed each of them so that we collectively can bring this to life like a family, which is the whole point of my project. Family unity is one of the major things that the game symbolizes, and we put in practice that value that is very Mexican characteristic and of many other cultures by getting together to produce this vision. And now we're getting together here to help other families stay together. Well, the true purpose, it has a few layers. First is to celebrate, it's a tribute to Mexico. I am Mexican and I wanted to celebrate my country because in 2017 when the Trump administration came into power, you know, it was very clear that there was a misadvantage or misconceptions about the Mexican culture. So I felt the need to defend who I was and who my culture was.
And all of the proceeds from this evening are being donated by you and your team.
Yes, so all the proceeds are going to be donated to Make the Road New York, which is an organization that helps immigrant families stay together. They educate them and give them the necessary tools so that when the time comes, they have the knowledge to defend themselves and defend their rights in the U.S.
What's next for La Lotería Viva?
Well, I am planning to make the actual game, so coming soon. And I also want to make a coffee table book, but I would love to showcase this. I'm thinking about going, you know, like a traveling loteria.
Where can we find you to continue seeing all the growth that's to come for La Lotería Viva?
Of course, you can follow me at Viva La Lotería MX on Instagram. And also you can follow on my personal Instagram, which is at Cueva Wolf.
Cueva, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Alrighty, Brad Squad. So I am here with JP. And JP was not only El Soldado, or played the part of the soldier card, he also played a very big role behind the scenes, assisting and directing with hair and makeup. Yes. So JP, can you please tell me a little bit about your part in La Lotería Viva?
What was amazing about this whole project is the stories that came out of it. When it came to hair and makeup, yes, I had a lot of challenges because hair is not my forte. I have to say that the La Diablita was one of my biggest challenges, and it kind of taught me who I was as a person that day, because sometimes we second guess ourselves and we say we can't do things, but unless you do it, hey, how will you find out?
How did you feel being the model for the soldier?
It was great because I think also at the time you were finding out like that a lot of people that are Mexican here were being deported after representing our country in the military.
You share with the Brad Squad your immigration story or your family's immigration story?
Yes, and it's a great one. It's my dad. He came here as an immigrant and was deported back. He worked so hard, and he was just a great human being that his employer actually gave him a letter of employment that he would be promised employment if he would ever try to get a green card here in the U.S. It's amazing to be given the opportunity to have something better in life.
Okay, team, I'm here with Claudia Norman, founder and director of Celebrate Mexico Now, which is a festival that goes on every year. Claudia, can you tell me a little bit about Celebrate Mexico Now?
Sure. Well, this is an independent festival. We initiated this festival 16 years ago. The idea is that the festival has become a platform for emerging artists, for artists who had like a lot of talent, that they are doing the New York premiere. And today we are closing the 16th edition. What we are seeing with Cueva is an exhibit. Is the first time that Cueva is putting together an exhibit, and we are very happy to support her to produce that.
Can you tell me a little bit about the proceeds and everything that the money that you guys are collecting tonight?
So frustrating just to learn that 1,000 kids were detained here in Harlem. It's a detention center here, and we couldn't say we have to do something, but not only me, but everybody we have to do something. We try to go, you cannot approach them. So I said let's do it the way we know how to do things, and inform people that this is happening in New York. So we decided to do a benefit. We need to help each other, and now is our time to help others. So we approach Make the Road New York. It's a non-for-profit organization trying to find the families of all these 1,000 kids here. They are success stories. They've been able to found and to reunite. So we decided that's what we need. We need people who have the expertise. A lot of people say how we can help, and so we found this channel, creating this event. All these people that are here, we all want to help. We are not sitting waiting for something to happen. We are doing tonight is cultural activism, and for a good cause.
Yeah. So would you share with us your immigration story?
I was born and raised in Mexico City. My mom is an anthropologist. My father is an opera singer. So I always was like in between. And I fell in love. So I moved to New York, and I said to my mom, I'm sorry. I know that I'm supposed to be coming to New York with a scholarship to do whatever. But I came because I fell in love. We're still together. Actually, the last October 10th, I turned 30 years of moving to New York.
I have the pleasure of being here with Maya Burns, who is one of the artists that just partook in the Celebrate Mexico Now festival.
Well, it's just been incredible being a part of this amazing festival that has just brought so many incredible artists together. I started with rancheras, which are kind of like this music that started in the ranchos, in the farms of Mexico, and I like to combine it with like Spanglish and a little I sometimes I do like bolero, funk.
You are originally a Cali girl, and you moved to Mexico City with your parents when you were 4 years old. So can you share a little bit about your upbringing and that experience?
Yeah, my parents immigrated when I was 4. And I started kindergarten. I started singing rancheras, and I didn't speak a word of Spanish at the time. I went from there and everything. I've just always felt Mexican.
Hey Brad Squad, so I'm here with Mariana, who played a very big part in La Lotería Viva. She is actually the model for the card The World, or El Mundo. What did it mean to you to be a part of this project?
Well, for me, it's a very, I want to say, cool experience to be part of this. Ever since growing up, La Loteria for us Mexicans is very important in our lives. Like we grew up with it. That was actually something that even growing up I was always thinking about. Like I would love to do a Loteria, like a remix of the Loteria. And when the opportunity showed up, I couldn't say no.
And your card is actually one of my favorite cards. What does representing the world in La Lotería Viva mean to you?
So for me, being the world, first I love that they changed from a guy who was in the original card holding the world, inspired by Atlas, to a woman. Why? Because women, we're starting to take more power in the world. We're making decisions, we're making changes, and it's time for us to rise and for everybody else to see that being a woman, it's super important. And we all have to work very hard to live in a better place, because if we don't stop doing what we were doing for all this time, the world is gonna disappear.
That's a wrap for the premiere of La Lotería Viva here in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Special thanks to the artist behind it all, Cueva Wolf, and the Mexico Now Festival for having us. The energy inside was amazing, the warmth, and it really truly felt like a family gathering. And what better way to bring all the proceeds together than to give back to families that truly need it. Until next time, Brad Squad.
Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.